YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome to another online battle on Total War Warhammer 2. This one was submitted by a viewer. It's Dov Plays, actually. So we're going to check out his Tomb Kings, and he's going up against the Lizardmen. So let's see the armies. It looks like a couple of skeletal spear, or no, a front line of skeletal spears, 4 in total. 2 standard Ushabti, 2 with great bow. We got Settra the Imperishable and a skeletal steed, which I like, anti-large. And then we've got a Tomb Prince on the skeletal steed, which is also anti-large. So that's a pretty cool combination. Those guys aren't going to be super vulnerable. Should be pretty strong. And then we've got a Sphinx of Uskef, which is a Necrosphinx. Regiment of Renown, flaming magic attacks. Yeah, there's a lot of anti-large here. And Kroq-Gar used to be the absolute king of anti-large fights. And he probably still is really good, but if I were him, I would be pretty careful of what he's up against here, because even with that Scarvet, yeah, I mean, that Sphinx is no joke. I mean, Kroq-Gar is just as strong, but you'd have the Lords there too to support. Yeah, and their spears. Kroq-Gar better stay away from that and let the Temple Guard come on in. Ushabti are gonna absolutely destroy Saurus Warriors in combination with the Skeleton Meat Shield. Saurus Warriors do not have the armor piercing. And then these Great Bow are kind of sitting back. Looks like they're targeting a Temple Guard right now. It's not a bad pick. I like how they're sitting back at a safe distance. And Kroq-Gar and his Scarvet knows that they got to be careful about an engagement here. Settra is actually taking a little damage, probably from the Chameleon Skinks or something. Or, yeah, probably the Chameleon Skinks. Yeah, there's the first level of healing coming in for the Tomb Kings. And we're going to get an attack by the Scarvet, but it's close to the Sphinx. Yeah, the Scarvet's trying to get away. The Sphinx is going to get a nice solid charge here on Kroq-Gar, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Kroq-Gar has the ability to heal and stuff too, though, so... Settra and the Tomb Prince are in there too. It looks like, yeah, they're going to turn around and go for the fight. Oh yeah, they're going to do a lot of damage, but this is not a fight they want to be involved in. Look at the damage. It's going to, oh my gosh, it's going to rack up here. That's even with the physical resistance that was at play there. Yeah. This is... Yeah, well, the physical resistance won't save him from the Necrosphinx because it has magical attacks, so Kroq-Gar just got owned. And now this Scar Veteran is going to get owned, too. Look at this, Kroq-Gar's under fire from some of the Ushabti with Great Bow. Over here, the fight's not going well for the Tomb Kings, where the Temple Guards and Saurus Warriors are easily cutting through. But the Ushabti are doing well. 66 kills there. This one's got 26 kills. So, but at this point, the leadership of the Lizardmen's going to be in trouble. These Ushabti with Great Bow can't be caught by anything besides the leadership, and otherwise they're going to be able to kite back and do a tremendous amount of damage. The third level of healing, and we should be able to see a summoned Ushabti at this point as well. Scar Veteran forced to flee back to the safety of the Temple Guard. It looks like the... Yeah, this is the... I believe that was the summoned Ushabti back there. Yeah, it was. So he has summoned them. This fight gets started in earnest. The Temple Guards are being used to help protect Kroq-Gar and the Scar Veteran as they try to get charges, but the Scar Veteran's going to get owned right here, and I'm not sure it can easily get away. It does have the support of the Temple Guard, but the Temple Guard are doing very little to this Sphinx at the moment. And the Scar Veteran does indeed get absolutely destroyed. Look at that. Wrecked. Wow. That Lizard just got thrown way up in the air too, so that leaves Kroq-Gar to himself. And this flank over here has now collapsed. And the Tomb Kings are going to push. Kroq-Gar is looking to cease the bleeding over there. These Ushabti with Great Bow still very much alive, and they're targeting Kroq-Gar. The Tomb Prince is a little bit stuck at the moment in this fight against the Temple Guards. But Settra and the Sphinx are free here. Yeah, Kroq-Gar's, he's in trouble. The whole Lizard army's in trouble here, because there's more units free for the Tomb Kings over here that can hold down the Temple Guard while the rest of the units easily finish the job. So in this case, Lizardmen went anti-large against anti-large, and they were outclassed. The Tomb Kings had the right answers here. I mean, the Lizardmen infantry was performing fairly well, in some places. Not everywhere, in some places. But these Ushabti are going to make the task a lot more difficult for the Lizardmen. Because they're armored well. It makes me wonder how useful Chameleon Skinks could be at poisoning. Because if they poison the Ushabti, it's going to take away a lot of their armor piercing and their damage. May help Saurus to better effect, but I wonder if it would also poison your Saurus if you were firing at these guys in there too. It's a good question. I have to do a little bit of testing with that. But interesting matchup. Dov Plays is going to win that one. And I have another one that he sent us too. Let's go watch it. Supposedly this was against Skaven, and he's gone chariot. Yeah, he's got 3 chariots and a casket of souls. This time he's gone infantry heavy. So this will be cool because we saw a construct heavy play. This one's going to be infantry and chariots along with artillery. So this will be a different side of the Tomb Kings here. We got Grand Hierophant Katep and a Tomb Prince, both in chariots, expecting a lot of Skaven infantry, so he's gone anti-infantry. Skaven are not going to like fighting Tomb Guard because, again, if we look at the kind of infantry that Tomb Guard is, it's high damage in terms of weapon strength, and it's solid melee defense, decent armor, not great. But most Skaven infantry, unless you get Death Runners or Censer Bearers, is really not an anti-armor unit. So everything that Skaven fields outside of those is not going to like fighting Tomb Guard. So I kind of like the pick of the Tomb Guard here. These skeleton archer chariots are going to push forward and do some skirmishing with the Skaven slave slingers. Yeah, slingers are going to get a nasty charge here. Look at the damage. Holy cow. Complete one-shot there. I know they're just slave slingers, but still. And look at this. Double charge into the Skaven slave spears, but they do take some damage here from the gutter runners. But still, look at the damage these chariots are causing. And then the Casket of Souls racked up 21 kills already. So the Skaven came with a giant army, maybe hoping to win by numbers, but I mean, I don't see how it's going to happen. I like the anti-large pick here, or the armor-piercing pick, I should say, with the Death Blow, but I almost wonder if Poison Wind Globadiers would have been better. But I'm not sure what all the slingers are about here. I'm not sure how those stack up. Knowing what the Tomb Kings could potentially bring. Look at the damage being caused by these chariots. Unreal, man. Skeleton chariots are not real heavy chariots, but against low armor units like Skaven, they can cause tremendous damage because they're a nice charge bonus, the mass, and then their bonus versus infantry. Look, they're going to probably go for this infantry that just engaged. They're definitely going to take some damage as they pull out of here. Woo! Those chariots plowing through there. That Warlock Engineer just got caught right up in that. We've got Mr. Craven Tail over here, too. I haven't really gotten to inspect this guy and see what he's all about. We'll go take a look at him after this. Looks cool. Here comes the Tomb Prince. The Tomb Prince ought to be able to do pretty good against, well, Craven Tail's anti-large. But if he was charging him, he'd do well. So yeah, look at that. The Skaven blob just falls apart here. The Carrion now just tying down Skaven units back here, so that's a good play. And then regroup Skaven units not being brought back into play while they're being hunted down by the skeleton spears. But the chariots just absolutely destroying the center of the Skaven army, including Katep. So it's going to be absolute wreckage in this case. So yeah, the Skaven player brought the absolute wrong army for what he was coming up against. So this is a situation where the Tomb Kings player picked an army that was meant to be good against cheap infantry, and the Skaven player just picked an army that played right into his hands. Right into his hands. So yeah, I'm not sure how Skaven matches up against Tomb Kings. I'd have to think about that. So I'm not sure that you'd have to. I think you'd have to use something fairly clever as the Skaven. Because there's a lot of matchups that I can think of between the units for both factions that seem very favorable to Tomb Kings, like how many chariots the Tomb Kings can field. Skaven don't like chariots. They're a big problem. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. Storm Vermin with sword and shield. I didn't notice those guys earlier. Storm Vermin with halberd. Yeah, that Casket of Souls is just raining it down now, too. Ooh, that sandstorm right in the blob. What a place. Look at what Katep... Oh, he's also used the Bound Vortex spell, too. So 2 Vortex spells on top of that Skaven blob. Just going to be devastating. So Katep racks up 136 kills. Wow. And then this chariot unit out here is still alive and wrecking. It's up to 106 kills. Most of the other chariots are dead, but the Tomb Guard is going to do pretty good. I say pretty good. It's actually going to take it a while to kill these Storm Vermin, because they're better armored and they have some anti-armor damage. So the Tomb Guard's not going to love this fight, but it should get the job done. There is one Skaven Slave Spear running around out here. It looks like it's coming back to the fight. We got a Skeleton Spearman coming back into the fight here. Casket of Souls just keeps reaping damage there. 109, and I want to say it's got a debuff on it as well. Let's take that off. Casket of Souls. No, it doesn't. Okay, my bad. Constant on self. Casket of Souls. Great. Yeah, wow. It has a recharge rate buff. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Hadn't caught that before either. So these Tomb Guard are going to die, and Craven Tail's still alive, but I mean, there's nothing the Skaven can do to turn this around. I don't think the Power Bar's being pretty kind to the Skaven, in my opinion. I'm not really sure what the Skaven have left that can actually bail them out of this. 128 kills. Yeah, these Skeleton Spears just being used to chase off a unit. Here comes Settra and his Tomb Prince. Gonna come dice up some more rats. They should be able to do so with relative ease. Kind of interested to see how Craven Tail fights this one out in the end. Alright, we got Tomb Guard engaging against Storm Vermin with Halberd and Storm Vermin with Sword and Shield. Ooh, Craven Tail and the Warlock Engineer. That was a nice spell there from the Warlock Engineer. Did some damage to those Tomb Guard. Warp Lightning did some damage back here. Let's see, the Chariots just plowing through, doing their thing. Looks like the Warlock Engineer's been routed. Yeah, and the Skaven Infantry just broke. Ooh, a little bit of friendly fire there. Let's see if he decides to go for Craven Tail at this point. They wouldn't want to sit around and let Craven Tail fight, but they should cause a lot of damage on him on the charge, because they have an anti-infantry bonus along with some armor piercing. Depends on if Craven Tail has charge defense, though, which I'm not sure that he does. He can Vanguard deploy. That's cool. Courage. He does have charge defense against large, so if he sits still, he can negate that charge. But yeah, right here, he's toast. Later, Craven Tail, and then there comes the third tier healing for the Tomb Kings. Yeah, that's going to be the writing on the wall. So, fun battle there again. So, a different kind of Tomb Kings army, not using all constructs, which is going to be pretty popular, honestly, because their constructs are good. So, it's kind of cool to see a different army choice where the focus of damage was actually the Chariots and the Casket of Souls, and then nice use of Vortex spells on the blobs there. So thanks for submitting the replays, Dov Plays. I do have a 4v4 right here that I kind of want to check out. This one was sent in by Reginald Puggington. Jeez. Anyway, so it should be all of the legendary lords here, so it should be pretty interesting. We'll check it out tomorrow. And I'll be bringing you all some more campaign as well. Hope you all enjoyed it. Appreciate MSI sponsoring my channel. Thank you to you all for being here every day. I do hope you're enjoying the Tomb Kings coverage. There's still a lot of things I want to cover. We need to cover Mr. Craven Tail and what he's up to in their start position. We also need to cover the changes to Bretonia's research tree and a lot of the patch notes. I'm not going to have much time to get to it even this weekend because I'm going to be traveling some with family. So I will do my best to try and keep up. But yeah, in any case, hope you all enjoyed it. Heir of Carthage, signing out.